Hello, everyone. Um, I heard a subject recently that really got me thinking about why today's younger generation, such as myself, even though I'm 33 now, I'm still part of this generation that people always talk about, the millennials. I found the subject of, why millennials are so lazy, why don't they move into their own place. And when I heard the moving to own place, and I went house shopping. Tried house shopping a few times. I just couldn't find it to be affordable, so I decided to do some digging. Looked around online, and decided to compare housing prices and wages and other expenditures from the 1970s versus how they are today. And what I found clearly explains why people cannot afford houses these days. And the numbers are quite interesting. So I'm going to start by breaking down the cost of homes from 1970. The cost of an average house, that's nationwide in the U.S., was $23,600, and that's just the average. Out of big houses, small houses, that flat out average. Well, in 2018, the average price was $328,000. That is about a 1,350% increase in the price. Rent has gone up almost as dramatically. It went from $108 back in 1970 up to $1,405 in 2018. Other expenses, food. The price of food for an average household a year has gone up 542% from $1,426 to $7,729. And then there are other expenditures that did not exist back in 1970 that we have to do now, like we have to have mobile data and internet for a lot of jobs in the U.S. A lot of places require you to have that kind of stuff these days. Stuff that didn't exist back in 1970. Now, these huge increases in prices wouldn't be that bad if we just kept up. Now I'm going to look at the average household income for a year. And this is where it gets interesting, because in 1970, the average household made $9,870, whereas in 2018, it was $63,179, which is an increase of 640%. Less than half of how much more expensive houses have gotten. And that's not even the worst part of it. More people in the household have jobs compared to what they did in 1970. In 1970, it was estimated that 43% of women that were eligible to work had jobs. I couldn't find an updated number. The closest I could find was 2000, and that was 61% of women in a household. I'm pretty sure that's even higher now. Whereas men went from 78% of households with eligible men to work having jobs to 74%. So it slightly dropped. But that doesn't account for the fact that more people of a household are holding jobs, and they're still making an amount that's less than half of the increase of how much a house would cost. And that's a big problem, especially when these households, they need to branch out. People like myself, I'm renting a place right now, but I'm having to do so with additional people because it's realistically not that affordable for me to be on my own, or just me and my girlfriend. And that is the true reason why millennials and younger generations that are able to work do not have their own place. This has been Neurotic Vows, and I hope this puts a little bit more perspective. See ya.